There's a chill on the corner of Mercy and May, where the rain writes stories on the window pane. Men in coats trade whispers and names, and no one ever leaves here quite the same. The street lamps hum a lullaby low to dreams that died a long time ago. A kiss means trouble, a glance is a game, and every pretty face has a different name. In the alleys, time stands still, and every shadow waits to kill. If you're just passing, say a prayer, but if you stay, don't expect to be spared. There's no light left to borrow, and no heroes here tomorrow. Just a girl with a voice and a song full of sorrow in the dark alleys of Noir.
All right, well, welcome back, everybody. It's a new campaign starting tonight featuring our reclaimers from In the Shadow of Evil and In the Mouth of Madness. So, officially, welcome to Dark Alleys. This is a great jumping on point, not just for the Shadow of Evil series, but also for our sister Marvel game called Marvel Galaxies. If you are fans of the latter, Reclaimer or Dark Alleys is a crossover into the Galaxies universe, and I'm really excited to expand on the mythology that we've created for that game, and in a genre that I really enjoy. And you'll see a direct shift in tone, I think, as we begin our adventure tonight. So you can catch all of the action of our Marvel Superheroes games on Twitch on Tuesday nights, as well as our YouTube channel and just about every podcast platform that's out there. Just search for Dreamslayer Studios on any of those platforms and we should pop up. And if you like what you see here tonight, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Every little bit helps us bring you more exciting adventures. And now, without further ado, let's begin our first episode of Dark Alleys. The world ended with a whisper, not a bang. But before the sky fell, there were heroes. The Reclaimers. Globe-trotting, power-chasing, war-thwarting miracle workers. They crisscrossed the continents like thunderclouds, chasing down artifacts that could have tilted the Axis into godhood. Cairo, London, Kunlun, Camartage, names that once meant something. They chased shadows, dueled devils, and danced with death more times than most men would take a breath. And when the curtain rose on the final act, it was them and them alone standing between our world and the invading teeth of the negative zone. Loki and the High Evolutionary had plans. The Eden mechanism was their ticket to rewrite the universe, and Annihilus was just waiting for the door to crack open. But the Reclaimers slammed it shut. Sadly, it wasn't enough. Fate's a funny thing. No matter how many times you cheat her, she's always got one last card to play. And this time, it was an incursion. Two worlds, one reality. Only room for one to walk away. The Reclaimers fought, bled, begged the stars to hold steady. But the stars fell anyway. That should have been the end. But funny thing about endings, sometimes they're just beginnings, dressed in darker clothes. Now, the Reclaimers find themselves on a new world. A place that hums with jazz and bleeds corruption. No memory of what came before. No clue how they got here. Just instincts, scars, history, and maybe a faint sense of déjà vu. This is Planet Noir. The island of Manhattan is where they hang their hats. A city crawling with crime, cults, and creatures that go bump in the night. The man at the top is President Fisk. Once a kingpin, now a godfather in red, white, and a bruised suit. Luke Cage keeps the streets in check, barely, as the city's steel-jawed mayor. But it's the Reclaimers who deal with the things that slither between the shadows. By day, they run the Sanctum, a jazz club where the drinks are stiff and the past is stiffer. But behind the saxophones and the smoke, they're still doing what they were born to do. Reclaim the lost, redeem the damned. The world's changed, but the war never really ends. That's your little intro. Now, we're going to have a typical noir introduction to our evening here at the Sanctum. And I'm going to take a little sip of a drink here as I read this. And Hank, I'm going to give you a break this time. I'm not going to spring this on you.
Surprise! No big deal. Don't screw it up.
But this is going to be Mr. Arcane's voice. A dame walks into the bar. It's how these things always start. But this ain't just any bar. She ain't just any dame. It's a Wednesday night at the Bleeker Street Sanctum. Not that the calendar matters much in a city where the sun rarely shines and the moon minds its own damn business. The club's hot tonight, real hot. You can feel it in the air. Perfume, bourbon, cigarette smoke, and secrets. Down on the main floor, Shelley Bombshell Ames croons her latest torch song, Dark Alleys, dripping heartbreak and heat in equal measure. Voice like velvet, soaked in whiskey. She's the reason half the room's heartbeats are slightly off rhythm. Mine included. At the bar, Will the Fiend Wagner's pouring doubles and half-truths for a regular crowd of irregular types. He's chatting up a fella named Mr. Knight, a ghost in white, recently added to the Sanctum's set list. Odd bird, that one. No past, no future, just a man-shaped riddle wrapped in moonlight. In the corner, Father Thomas and Spartan sit sipping sacrament and scotch, respectively. A priest and a soldier. The kind of duo that either starts or ends a war, depending on who you ask. Their eyes stay on the stage, but their minds are always 2 steps ahead of trouble. Tank, the bouncer, sits by the door, face buried in today's Daily Bugle. Front page screams, Mayor Cage set to impose curfew. Well, that's going to be bad for business. But then again, business here has never been exactly legal. And me, I'm up on the balcony. A glass of absinthe in one hand, cane in the other. Well, it just looks like a cane. Actually, it's a little magic token called the Axe of Angaramus. Name's Mr. Arcane, owner of the Bleeker Street Sanctum. Occultist, war vet, some call me a sorcerer, others just call me Trouble. The Reclaimers and I brought back more than scars from the war. We brought relics, the kind of things that hum when you sleep and scream when you don't. The Ratsies, they weren't just goose-stepping thugs with shiny medals. Not after Red Skull took over and started digging through ancient tombs and darker dimensions. It was a different kind of war, magic and monsters. And when it ended, the Isle of Manhattan didn't go back to normal. Because Manhattan was never normal to begin with. Now, crime's clawing at the city's throat. Cults breeding in the gutters. Demons dancing in back alleys. Even with Mayor Luke Cage cracking skulls in City Hall, the city's slipping into shadows. That's why the Reclaimers do what we do. The club keeps the lights on, but it's the after-hours calls that pay the real price. Ghosts, possessions, curses. We reclaim the things that shouldn't exist, even if it costs us a piece of ourselves every time. And just as Bombshell holds the last note long enough to make the devil blush, the room shifts. You feel it before you see her. All right, you should be being pulled to our first map. This is the Sanctum on Bleeker Street, the nightclub. You should see yourselves placed in various places here across the map. Mr. Arcane up on the steps, Tank over on the other side over here with guarding the door. Bombshell, of course, on stage. Will behind the bar, and Priest and Spartan sitting close to the stage.
I did.
There any customers that just aren't on the map?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of customers, yeah.
Yeah, wanted to kind of keep up on that because it might be good to remember if there are innocent bystanders around.
Okay, no fireball. Got it.
Now, I did happen to bring one customer into the bar there. This is who I was just talking about. You feel it before you see her.
I see her.
Yes.
Felicia Hardy.
Of course.
Of course.
Hair like moonlight, dress like sin poured into sequins, in a strut that could make a bishop sweat. Most women try not to be noticed. Felicia never learned how. She doesn't walk, she glides like smoke off a gun barrel. And every man in the room forgets who they came with. Even Tank lowers his paper. She's not supposed to be here. Not when the doors are open, anyway. Not when the music's this loud and the lights are this low. Last time she snuck in, tried to swipe a relic from our vault. Got caught in one of my entanglement wards. Still swears she meant to test our defenses. She failed. And still, she walked out smiling. Now, she works with us, when she wants to. When it benefits her more than us. But when a cat like Felicia Hardy shows up in full view of the wolves, something's wrong. She looks up, straight at me, and offers a smile that says trouble's arrived, and it's wearing heels. And I know right then, the real story's about to start.
Okay.
So, welcome to Noir, folks.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
Felicia has stopped kind of midway along the center path here at the Sanctum. Smiles up at Mr. Arcane, gives a little nod, and then makes her way over into the corner over here, someplace a little bit more private. And with that nod, Mr. Arcane, you kind of get the feel that she's maybe not here just to see you. It might just be something for the rest of the reclaimers.
Okay. Well, I'll walk over, maybe with a limp. Maybe I forget that limp every now and then because it's
Better not be here just to see you.
a little bit of a show. And I'll walk over with my cane, and I'll kind of give a nod to Will and to Tank and the others, and to
You
Shelley.
didn't need to nod to Shelley.
I knew she'd be watching.
Felicia, darling,
Shelley?
what brings you here to our little establishment?
Well, it looks like I just missed the last of your set, but I caught the last couple of seconds. Beautiful song, babe.
Yeah. Thanks for
Why,
coming in the
thanks.
front door this time.
Well, too many people here to come in the back. But you know I wouldn't come here in heels and sequins unless it was important or desperate. Tonight...
No, you like to put on a show.
Yeah, well, tonight it's both. It's a friend of mine, Tamara. Tamara Blake. I don't know, maybe you might remember her. Hank, probably not, but maybe some of the other fellas. She was a dancer at the Black Fox. Beautiful, reckless. Smelled like cinnamon and danger. She was my partner for a while in a lot of ways. We pulled more jobs together than I can count and got out of more beds than I should probably admit. She's missing, Arcane. Gone 3 nights now. Disappeared from her dressing room. Left all of her things behind. No struggle, no note, just feathers.
Is that unusual?
Well, disappearing for a little while, not so much. The black feathers that were left behind, I'd call that a little strange. Not raven, chicken, maybe. Real basic hoodoo stuff. But that was enough to put a chill down my spine.
Do you have any of the feathers?
Yeah, I do, with me. Yeah, here's a couple here. And she reaches into her little pocketbook, pulls a couple of them out. Nothing too strange about them other than they're weird black feathers. And like she said, definitely not raven. They're definitely smaller, and they do appear to be chicken feathers.
Okay, well, I'll hold them up in front of that golden eye of mine. Is that still there, or is that changed? Or
yeah, it's still there.
yeah, I'll hold them up in front of that golden eye of mine, and I'll try and focus a little cosmic awareness on it.
Okay. Why don't you make a little roll for me?
Okay. And I'll use karma because hey, let's start it off right. You know what I mean? All right, I'll spend that to a green.
Okay.
Oh, can you use karma on this or not?
Oh, no.
I know that
Yep, nope.
I think by the power it says you can, but I think you've got a house rule that says no.
I do. So what you will need to do is go over to rollable tables on the menu.
Okay, rollable tables on the menu. Yep.
And then you'll see something on there that says...
why do I get my own macro? I don't think that's good there. It's not... all right.
Cosmic Madness table.
Yeah.
So you'll go there, and I think you do have to scroll down a little bit because the window is so big. But in the bottom right-hand corner of that window, you'll see a tab where you can roll.
Okay, bottom right-hand corner. Okay, roll. Yes. Okay. All right.
95.
So I got that's numera
Numerophobia. Yeah. So numbers scare you.
Okay. All right. How would I? Okay. The numbers don't look good on this one.
And
I'm not sure what to make of that.
you've got the chicken fingers in your hand, and your mind automatically just counts how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you immediately drop them. So everybody around you sees this moment of like panic, and you drop those chicken feathers on the ground.
Okay.
And even to you, you're like, okay, well, why did I just do that?
Yeah.
Because you saw nothing.
Yeah.
Priest begins picking the feathers up off the ground just to.
I'll have to go about this a different way.
Right, because those feathers were sinister.
I can't explain it.
Right.
So speaking of hoodoo, did you just do the voodoo that you do?
I tried to take a look.
And?
I didn't like what I saw.
Why?
I can't really explain it. Maybe I can pick up some sensation of the last owner or their intent. I could try that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can. He holds his hand out to. I think Priest picked him up, right?
Yeah. He puts them in your hand.
Yeah.
Palm down.
Okay. I can try again. Something else this time. Let's see here. Where is that? Basically, I'm looking for the. Let me find. So I'm looking for my descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a grammar.
It's like Gramercy.
Grammary.
Oh, I've always pronounced it grammari for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's an E on the end. But so I'll try this way, and maybe channeling mana might be a little safer than trying to peer behind the veil. Okay, so I'll make a magic roll, and I'll spend karma on this one because I can. And let's see what we get here. So that's remarkable. Great. We are really banging
It's a good
away
start.
here. Yeah, but I'll spend it to a green. Yeah, let's see. So 12. I'll need 24 to get it to a green, but I'll take it to a green.
And your intent here is to see.
Let's see. So, learn anything from the item? All right. So spell figures. Item's purpose, how to use it. There's no talent. Spells increased. Basically, I kind of want to know where they come from, or the last owner. I want to read the psychic impressions left on it by the last person who used it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
I don't know what I'll get.
So, what you do sense
That's real good. Thank you.
is these do have an arcane aura about them.
Uh-huh.
And there is a ward on them that clouds your vision. You see you see the room from which they were taken. And it is a dressing room in the back of a strip club. You see a shadow there of a female figure that, in your opinion, looks like a dancer with kind of a big, bushy, long mane of hair. But you can't make out any features.
Okay. Hmm. These are protected as well. I see a woman, but I don't. Do I get the impression that's Tamara, or do I have any sensation of that, or no? Do I even know her? Would I recognize her if I saw her?
You probably would not. Tank maybe would.
I was gonna say you better not.
If she,
That guy
Will
can
probably
appreciate,
would.
but
you just said she was at a dressing room in the back of a strip club. I'm pretty sure Will would.
Yeah. Mhm.
If she comes to church, I might recognize her.
she goes to church. Confessional, maybe? Is he Catholic? Is this a confessional situation?
I think he's Catholic.
Does Tamara have a big bushy mane of hair?
Yeah.
She does not. Long
That's-
hair, but very well kept.
That's all I could see.
Maybe we should go there.
Maybe. Maybe there's some impression left there. Or something physical.
I mean, scene of the crime, right?
Well, I gotta say, I am worried, and this is Felicia, of course. With those things being found left behind, she's not the only one in that area that's gone missing.
So there's more than
Feathers.
her?
Dancers, dock girls, grifters, all vanishing from the Lower East End.
All dames or some guys too?
Yeah, some guys too. All quiet,
Okay.
like no headlines, no panic, just whispers and empty apartments.
Feathers before or no?
Yeah, that's what I've been able to find. I caught wind of it tonight that a dock worker turned up face down in the harbor tonight. Throat cut, black feathers scattered all around his body.
Okay, so yeah, just want to make sure I'm getting this. There's some people who just go, poof, vanish, and there's other people who are winding up dead.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily like poof vanish magical kind of crap.
Well, kidnapped,
but-
taken,
Taken.
but no one's asking for ransom. Nothing like that.
Nope.
But there's also no bodies turning up except this one guy, this dock worker.
Yeah.
Well, there is the arcane at work here, for certain. Chris, does the feathers left behind, the throat cut, does any of that sound like anything my occultist talent might like? Oh, well, that's a hallmark of so and so, or this cult, or whatever.
Well, if these are indeed chicken feathers, the first thing that comes to mind without even a check is voodoo.
Yeah.
Or Santeria.
Sure. Has she been in trouble with anyone? Has she made any deals? Has she borrowed money or come into anything or asked anyone for a favor that you know of?
Not lately that I know of, no.
When you say
If-
lately, what do you
If
mean?
there's a lot of people that this is happening to, though, it might not be something totally specific about her, but something she's got in common with these other guys.
Yeah, I mean, it may not, but she knows her friend, and
Yeah.
He would be the next best source, right? If we don't know anything about her.
You should
And you
check her
said-
place.
All these people who went missing are all on the Lower East Side.
That's right. And to answer your question, I mean, you and I both know that this place, the Sanctum, is not necessarily all that it seems. The Black Fox is kind of the same deal. See, Felicia and I used to work for the guy that is the Black Fox, named the place after himself. And the Black Fox is a front. He makes a lot of money there with his dancers, but most of the money that he makes is using people like me and Felicia.
For what
Wait.
end?
What's the girl's name again?
I'm
Tamara.
sorry, Tamara.
Tamara.
I said
right.
Felicia.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, but I want to write it down because I'm
Tamara
terrible.
Blake was her name.
Well, I think you know what I am.
I know you're a few things, but what did he use you for?
Stealing shit.
Okay.
That was
Tamara
my
too,
that was
or-
my second guess. Yeah.
Tamara too, or no?
Tamara too. Like I said, we were partners in more ways than one.
Also my second guess.
Lost marriage.
Love it. Okay. Have you had any jobs for the Fox lately?
No, I left the Fox probably 2 years ago, but Tamara still does work for him. So could she have gotten herself into some trouble?
Right.
Yeah, she certainly could have. I'm better than she is. That's why I'm a lone agent now, because I don't need to answer to the Black Fox anymore.
You got a
Sure.
key to her place?
Not anymore. Once I left the Black Fox. Unfortunately, I left Tamara, too. We still keep in touch, but we're not like we used to be.
Getting in won't be a problem.
Yeah, fair.
Well, if it helps you out at all, I've already been there, and the place is completely clean. Whatever it was that took her, whoever it was that took her from the club, nowhere else.
And you mean clean as in nothing unusual, not clean as in emptied out, right?
Right. Yeah, just nothing unusual. It was like, she left for work and that was it. But I tell you what's really got me up in arms is this thing that just happened earlier tonight. And from what I gather, it sounds like the body and the cops are still there. I mean, I'd check it out myself, but my face ain't exactly welcome down there. Half of the cops want to book me, the other halves want to own me. So I'm not walking into that hornet's nest unless I've lost my last marble.
Come on, Felicia. Why a nice girl like you?
You are too kind.
It's true. Only a quarter of them want to book you.
But Hank, that's why I'm here. I mean, I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious. I think Tamara's in real danger or worse, and I don't trust the cops. Either they're paid off or too lazy to care, but you and your crew, you get results.
Well, we'll see what we can find out. This sounds like this is something he looks at the group in our bailiwick, right?
Yeah.
I hesitate to ask, but this sounds an awful lot like giving a fuck when we don't necessarily have any kind of incentive to give a fuck.
Well, we do though. I mean, it could be any one of these others that gets pulled off if there's no rhyme or reason.
At which point we'll give a fuck.
I think we'll give it a look. Unless you just want to stay here. Somebody might need to mind the store.
I personally think that having a charming lady like Miss Felicia here, maybe thinking she owes us a favor in return at some point, is a good motivation.
Hear that, Will? Voice of reason.
I'm just waiting to hear her say it.
Look, I came in here asking for a favor. And if it's a favor that you need in return to get it done, I guess that's what I'll do. You know I'm good for it.
That you are.
Well, we'll take the favor, but if I'm being honest, I would have done it anyway.
I know
He
that,
taps
Hank.
his cane on the floor.
And to be honest, I expected nothing less from Will.
I hate to disappoint people.
He only plays the mercenary.
He's actually much worse.
All right. Well, call us if you hear something else, and we'll be in touch.
I got your
I can
number,
find
kid.
you in the usual way.
Yeah, I got your number, kid.
Out of curiosity, did the cops actually already discover her disappearance, or is this something that hasn't been reported to them yet?
Good point.
I think the Black Fox keeps his business. Yeah.
Cops don't care when strippers go missing.
Especially
That's not
from
the
the Black
question that I
Fox. I mean, if they've been notified about it, they haven't done anything about it, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, thank you.
And I kind of doubt the Fox would cooperate.
Seems like the kind of fellow who handles his own business.
I don't know, maybe when it comes to Tamara, he might go a little soft.
Oh, are they close?
Yeah, you could
Oh.
say that.
Got it. They're close.
The picture becomes clearer.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go. What do you say, folks? Maybe go check out this crime scene first.
Go check out the
That's the
dressing room
doc-
at the club. And the crime scene.
Yeah. Well, the body's
And-
still there. So,
Yeah, let's hit the crime scene. That's got a timer on it.
Yeah.
And then head to the other.
All right.
I'll go get changed.
How do you want to get down there? Normal means or magical means?
well, if there's all of us, I guess normal. How
Yeah.
far away is it?
Oh, it's maybe about 15 minutes by taxi.
Oh, then yeah. But any objections?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't mind taking a hack.
I think either way is okay.
Telling you, Hank, you need to invest in one of those limousines.
With the overhead on this place? What do you think? I can turn lead into gold?
Mm.
I take it my Pegasus is stapled somewhere.
Or do we even have it in this reality?
Mhm. Yep, you've still
cool.
got the Pegasus. Yeah.
Wasn't sure if it had become like a Pegasus motorcycle or something.
Yeah.
So,
Can go
Just-
fast. Look like a limousine.
yeah. And just so I'm clear, Chris, I think you and I talked about this offline, but we think it's always been this way.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
This is, we were somewhere else and now we're here. We think it's always been like this.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, your history has been completely rewritten.
Twice for Spartan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got the Etch-a-Sketch going on.
And Spartan, just so you know, I mean, Asgard is a thing in this reality, so that is where you came from,
Okay.
and have just chosen to call Noir home.
Makes sense.
Okay.
We certainly
All
need
right.
you.
All right, so you guys call for a taxi, which arrives about 5 minutes after.
In every reality, in every dimension, there are always people who need some aerating.
Indeed. So you guys load into probably 2 taxis to get there. And on the way there, the cab driver has the radio playing, and it shifts from kind of a jazzy little tune to a news break. You hear the reporter on one end saying, "We're coming to you live from City Hall, where tensions are rising over a body found this morning at East End Docks. I'm here with Mayor Luke Cage. Mr. Mayor, can you confirm that a murder investigation is currently underway?" Ah, sweet Christmas. I can confirm there's an investigation. One of the dock workers was found dead earlier today, but that's all I can say for now. Sources suggest this may be tied to a string of disappearances in the lower East End. Can you comment on that? I ain't here to feed rumors, but yeah, I've been made aware of folks going missing down there. Whether it's connected or not, that's still being looked at. Some are saying the city's losing its grip, that the war might be over, but something dark is creeping in here at home. What do you say to them? I say this: we ain't gonna let fear run these streets. We bled too much for the city to give it up to the shadows. Whatever's crawling around down by the docks, we'll find it, and we'll take it down, you dig? And that's the end of the broadcast.
All right, and now, so just to kind of expand, right? So there are like creatures that pop up from time to time that regular people see.
Yeah. They are aware of them, yes, and that is one of the things that you as the reclaimers do. If there's a possession that needs to be exercised, you're often the ones that people call.
Okay.
If there's
and how does Tank stand out in the crowd? Does he or not?
No, not so much. Yeah, there's people like him out there. Yeah.
Okay.
There's even other alien races on this planet.
Okay.
But it all seems normal. Everybody's used to it.
No one bats an eye.
Yeah. And people are aware that there are other worlds out there. Visitors come now and then. One of the rules, kind of unspoken rules of the planet, this planet tends to be kind of a destination for the more adventurous types, people that like to maybe kind of assume the roles of hard-boiled detectives. So it's a bit of a vacation destination for individuals.
Westworld.
Yeah,
it's a Casablanca immersive role play.
And so, is there interplanetary travel then? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, there's one guy that probably actually frequents the place quite often. He usually refers to himself as Sam Spade. Okay. But over drinks, you've gotten to know him a little bit better, and he's a captain of a small starship that goes by Jean-Luc Picard.
Frenchman. Frenchman.
No, holodeck is just
British
tricked
through
out.
and through. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, just trying to get a little world building in, right? So that I understand what I'm dealing with. Okay. All right. So we show up near the docks in the cab.
All right. So the air down by the docks is thick with brine and bad omens. Fog clings to the cobblestones like a ghost that doesn't know it's dead yet, curling around crates, cargo nets, and forgotten bottles. It's the kind of place that hope comes to drown, quiet-like. It's late. Late enough for even the rats. They keep to themselves. But you got a job to do. A favor for a friend. Or maybe a mistake in a low-cut dress, depending on how this all shakes out. Your boots hit wet pavement just outside of Pier 17. A rusted iron gate hanging open like a broken jaw. The salty wind of the river is carrying more than the usual stink. There's something else riding it tonight. Something old. Something wrong. And then you hear it. Dump,
Oh.
dump. A drum beat. Distant. But slow. And ritualistic. It's coming from somewhere in the dark. You can't tell where, can't see the source, but it's there, humming low and primal in your chest, like a second heartbeat. And that's when you hear the other sound. Gunfire, close, echoing through the alley like a song with teeth, a snarl, a scream, something wet hitting the ground. You round the corner, shadows stretching long under the glow of a flickering street lamp. And there they are.
Almost. We're 86%. They're 86% here.
Two figures in trench coats holding the line, back to back. One's an older man with silver hair at his temples. Steady hands, cop eyes. The other, a woman with a stance that says she's had enough of this crap for 2 lifetimes. Detective George Stacy and his partner, Yuriko Watanabe. Outnumbered and barely hanging on. Surrounding them, a dozen or more things. Human once, maybe, but now all rotted skin and gnashing teeth, moving with a hunger that doesn't come from the gut. And just as one drops from a shotgun blast, another body, the dock worker, the one from the news, spasms, jerks, and rises to join the pack, groaning like a broken cello string.
Oh, that ain't good.
Behind it all, still unseen, the drum beat pulses louder.
I do not see any of the people other than us on the map. Are they not visible yet?
No, I guess you're going to have to move around this little building to see that.
Yeah, okay.
Alleyway. Okay.
All right.
Well.
So, if you want me to, I'll just bring you all out into the whole heat of it here.
Sure, that might be easier. Okay, yeah.
There we go. Now you should be able to see a little bit better.
Oh, yes.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least 12 zombies. And then around the corner over here, which you probably from your vantage point can't quite see, George Stacy and Yuriko Watanabe are trapped around the corner over here.
Okay.
In this area.
All right, I know what I'll do.
From what direction is the drumming coming from?
Can't tell. It's everywhere and nowhere. It's almost inside you.
Okay.
All right, so I suppose I'll get some initiative started here for you.
Okay.
Why did that not work?
See 2 zombies and none of us.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, Spartan, I'm rolling initiative for you.
Yep.
First, she has believe a +3 plus something. I'm going to double check on what her initiative bonus is. Oh, this might be a good thing to remember, that you have a whole bunch of enhanced senses. You can probably learn a lot from the, for detective stuff, enhanced hearing, keen sense of smell, enhanced taste, and telescopic and infravision. We have not been using those.
We haven't.
I'm trying to find the initiative modifier on here. +2 for Spartan's initiative.
All right.
And plus nothing for mine.
All right, Fiend.
I have a +1.
Priest.
+4.
Bombshell.
One. Sorry.
1. Okay.
Yeah, I keep muting myself and forgetting that I've muted myself.
Let's see here. We're going to get rid of one of those zombies because I'm going to use the same for all of them. Goldfaxi, we don't need that on here. We need Becker. Just clearing a few things out that we don't need there.
Sure.
Ooh, George and Yuriko are in trouble.
Ooh.
All right, so starting at the top of our initiative is Priest.
I have a 3 on my initiative too.
Oh,
by the
I'm
way.
sorry, I missed that. My bad. There we go. Okay, still Priest.
I'll go ahead and roll for multiple actions. I'll use Karma.
Gonna try out these new powers now, aren't you?
Hoping to. Okay, so 3 actions. For my first action, since I'm at the top of the round, I'm going to do that prophecy thing that allows me to see all the actions that take place.
Because you like making Chris's life difficult.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that allowed it, so
I mean, sorry, buddy, you did
have
this to
only
yourself.
myself to blame. Yep.
Where's a time paradox spirit when you need one?
Okay, so with that in mind, everybody needs to claim their intent. Starting with Bombshell, what is your plan?
Well, given that she can hear people struggling over here around the corner, I think she's probably going to move. She'll probably draw her blade and move straight forward to see what's going on over here.
Mm-hmm.
And probably do some sort of lightning bolt in order to clear things out a little bit for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'd probably go right up to here, and then zap these two or attack these two
Okay.
with multiple actions and all that.
And Mr. Arcane?
Let's see. So yeah, so I have some things I want to do. First of all, I want to turn my shield on. And so you said that
So proud.
my cane that my cane is the axe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so does it take some sort of action to manifest it as an axe?
Nope. It's basically just an illusion for you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to fly up and over this building here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, it won't let me there we go. And now that I can see them, and I see that they're being swamped, I'm going to use my energy solidification to make a wall. Kind of, can you see that line or no?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
To make a wall here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of walling them off from the zombies.
Okay. After you, the zombies make their move next, and all of them are basically swarming that little cove, that little cubby, where the two cops are located. So your shield will hold probably for that as they all approach, and they're just lining up against it and pressing up against it and trying to get past it.
Yes, excellent material strength.
After the zombies, we would go to the fiend. What would your intent be?
All right, this is part of the prophecy thing, right? I forgot. Yeah.
Right. Will's going to let the fiend out and start tearing zombies to pieces.
Mm-hmm. All right, and
I guess I should move back here rather than be up there. Sorry.
Starting from the back. Oh, sorry. Where do you want to go?
Back over where I was.
Okay.
Like over here. I forgot this was the prophecy part.
Yeah, I just moved you over there so you could kind of see what was going on.
Yeah. Thanks.
So turn into the fiend, try for multiple actions, and then probably teleport to here to start murdering all of those zombies.
Gotcha. Spartan?
I hope to get on Golfaxi and take out the zombie over in the corner. I don't know if you can see where I highlighted it.
Over here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hoping
there.
to attack that one. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can move Golfaxi over there, I guess.
Yeah, we'll hold for now. Just this is just kind of the prequel of what's to come.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Tank, what would your intention be?
I'm going to say that in this universe, my mace appears as a big Louisville slugger. So my intention is basically to go, batter up and charge towards this zombie.
Okay.
With the general intent of possibly smacking him into this one if I can pull it off.
Got it. And then I think that was everybody, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now, how far into the future, Mark, does this go? Oh. You're muted.
1 round.
1 round.
So
okay.
it's basically just this one first round.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So essentially, I can tell you this. The zombies themselves are pretty smushy. And with 1 or 2 hits, these things are going down pretty quick. So they're actually pretty easy to defeat. So everything that you saw, it looks like you guys are going to tear through these guys pretty easily.
Okay. So I will go ahead and manifest my first light weapon, which is a modified flamethrower, essentially. So it affects 1 area when you use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to move down to here.
Now that's water. So do you want to get back 1?
Yeah, I can do that.
There you go.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should basically hit these 4 zombies with the flame thrower. And yeah, so I guess I'll roll for doing that. Do my guns apply to this? Like that's a talent I have?
Let's see here. What is it that you're rolling under?
I mean, in this case, it's weapons creation, I suppose, or fighting, or agility.
Okay.
They're really all incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you're asking, does the talent weapon specialist count towards that?
No, the guns one.
The guns one. Good question. I think if you manifest it as a gun, then yes.
Okay. Well, if I can have that area effect with the gun, then I will do that to get the extra, and I'll spend karma on that.
All right, 35 is green.
It's amazing. Does 10 get me up to yellow? No, it'd be about 21, but I'll go ahead and do that just for the heck of it.
Okay.
So
and that does 40 points of damage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Closer. Let's see, do I have burning? There we go.
Hey, look at that. What's scarier than zombies?
Burning zombies.
Burning zombies. Zombies that are on fire.
A burning zombie tornado.
And that does 40 points of damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so all 4 of those zombies are lit in fire immediately, and they kind of flail around, stumble around a little bit. This one falls into the water. This one reaches out towards you, misses, stumbles, and he goes kersplash as well. And then the other 2 are just wandering about until they just fall to their knees and crumple. And they are dead.
All right. And I suppose for my last, I'll hold my last action for now.
All right. Bombshell.
For my previous statement. And yeah, probably like there. No, because she's just gonna zap them, I think. I don't think she wants to touch them, you know? So she from underneath her coat, she produces the blade and just kind of like half runs, half like glides across the ground, like zipping past everything to here, turns around, and while holding the blade at guard, points the other hand at these 2 and zaps them. I'm gonna roll for multiple attacks though.
Okay.
So that will be at raw fighting. I can never remember. It's raw fighting, right? Martial arts B doesn't count towards this.
You're shooting them though, right?
That's true, but I am going for multiple actions. So
sorry, for the multiple actions, yes, raw fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
So I'll spend karma on this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not necessary, but
ooh, necessary.
It is
necessary.
very necessary.
Almost impossibly.
Yeah.
That was Bobby's role, though. That was Bobby. So.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby, he's just how he is.
Got to get it up to 31.
31? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 29 karma for that. Yeah, so that'll get me the bare minimum, right?
Yep.
And then I'll zap these 2, and that'll be with just incredible.
Oof. There's your impossibility.
Holy cow, thanks guys.
All right, so you point the sword and it just fizzles. And you look at it and you're like, oh shit, it's been a while. And I guess probably take aim again because you do still have one more action.
Yeah, I have 2, so yeah, I'll do it. She kind of taps it again.
You're gonna Fonzie it on.
And I'll spend karma on this.
There we go, 79.
Yeah.
And I'll be using the linear strike, so it goes through those 2.
All right, 91 to get it to the red if you want to get it there.
I don't think I need to.
And damage on that?
50.
Okay. And those two are down and out. They get shocked, and bits and pieces of them just kind of explode off in these like little pustules. Just
Gross.
And that is why I am standing where I am.
You electrocute them so hard they spit like bacon.
Yep. They don't smell like bacon, though.
All right, Mr. Arcane.
Okay, so I'll continue with my plan though, because there's still a bunch of zombies and they're all shambling towards them.
And do you want to be on top of the building like you were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here.
Where you were?
Yeah, right there. And I'll make a wall with my energy solidification. I turn my shield on, and then I'll stand on top of the wall with my axe drawn.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll say, I think we could take it from here for a moment. Catch your breath. And no, I can't see the guy. And I'll move him, well, with me. So, geez, why is it not like?
Because the walls are solid objects.
There, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, and then I'll move there, and he'll be with me.
Okay. All right, it's zombie time.
All right, I'll be right back.
Zombie time.
The first zombie kind of moves up towards the wall and bumps into it, realizing now that he can't get through, but looks immediately to his right and sees Shelly there. So he is going to...
It got dark over here all of a sudden. I guess your light source is behind the wall or something.
Oh, yeah. He's making a grappling attack, got a 54 and missed.
Poor zombie, he's trying so hard.
He really wanted to give me a hug. I'm just not having it.
Zombie number 2, which is the dock worker, you can see this guy moving from the chalk outline that was around him.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And moves towards the wall as well. He is stopped by the wall. These others, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would put him there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. We'll get rid of this one here. And he moves to the wall, gets stopped in his tracks as well. Doesn't pay attention to Bombshell just yet. Hasn't noticed her. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 right there. And they, just like in Priest's vision, are just piling up at the wall here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy, though, is going to make a pit stop and try to feast on Priest's brains.
Evade.
How about no?
He got a 60, which is a green. So if you want to roll your evade.
I will use Karma. And I get acrobatics added onto that.
All right, 79. You can get that up to a red by taking it to a 91.
Sure.
And that will certainly evade that attack. The other zombie that was out here on the dock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also is going to make a pit stop there. Going to try to get past that evade of yours. Probably won't do it. Ooh, he might. That's a 90. So yes, I think he does. Let me see where that's at on the pour.
That's weird. It used 2 of the 2 of the 10s dice to roll. Good thing we got a digital readout.
Mm-hmm. So it brings it down to a green, which does still hit.
Oh no.
And this is, you're going to take good damage from just the grapple. But you see him now opening his mouth. And is coming in to bite, but he doesn't have another action this round.
I'll go ahead and now that their action's over.
Yep.
I'll use my action. I just basically take the flamethrower and spit it right over them. Both of them right next to me.
All right. Now, one of them is touching you, so, I mean, if you light it on fire, you are likely to light on fire as well.
Right, and he'll have purifying flame!
I mean, that's very holy.
Okay, I'll put my force field on.
This has strong. I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball.
I'll put my force field on because it gives me excellent strength to against damage anyway. So,
all right.
Theoretically, that should stop stuff.
Okay.
So. Cool.
Is incredible versus.
All right. So Will.
Comes
to you.
Okay. Well, the original place I was going to go murder things is gone. But there are all these guys over here that seem like a good place to murder things. So the shadows kind of all pool up and around and slide up Will and cover him, and he grows horns and claws and glowing purple eyes, and now he looks like the Fiend. He then hisses and
I hate it when he does that.
Rolls for extra actions. I will spend karma. So I need to roll on the incredible table.
Ugh, 15.
Good thing I did that.
Yep.
Okay.
Boy,
How
weird.
much karma do I... Oh, wait. I mean...
You're hating it.
Let me
tonight.
open up the calculator. So, okay. So what do I need to get to green?
31.
Okay. So I need 16. I will start keeping track of how much I spent. And what does green get me?
Green on an incredible is going to get you 2.
Two actions? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one action will be to... Actually...
Move is free.
I was supposed to say, can I just walk there?
Yeah.
Will I get there in time? Okay.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it'll get you to where you can at least get these 2 zombies right here. And
Well, I
here.
mean, it would be a shame not to go and do a charging attack if I'm going all that way.
Right.
You're moving so far.
I will spend karma on this as well.
Okay.
And that's endurance, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be... Okay, I don't have access to the table for endurance. Incredible up to amazing. Oh, I do. Okay, cool. No, that should be monstrous.
Oh, it should be monstrous? Okay.
Yep, I have a monstrous... We didn't update this with the new... It's just a +2 column shifts instead of its own stat block.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
But I have a monstrous over here I can roll. What's that cost to get to yellow?
On the monstrous table, you got to get that up to 46.
Oh, so only 12? Okay, yeah, let's do that.
And then your damage is going to be shift Y.
I definitely do not have that on my thing. And I don't see the thing on the bottom that we used to have.
The macros, yeah, we talked about that before you got here. It didn't transfer over when I brought it in, so I'm going to fix that for our next session.
Okay.
So that will be 200 points of damage to 2 of the zombies. Which
Okay.
2 do you... obviously this one. What other one are you wanting to smash him into?
Let's smash him into this guy.
Okay. So you create zombie soup
Gonna say, Jesus.
out of those 2.
Did roughly 10 times his life in damage.
Yeah.
And then I don't actually have. Okay. I don't have anything unearthly, and I need it. But
If you go up to the right of the menu above where our roles appear,
okay.
there's a little thing called Compendium Packs that's kind of right before the gears.
Compendium packs. Okay, there it is.
If you go under that and click on Stat Roles, I think it has the roles there where you can kind of select them individually.
You can drag them down to your bar. You can just click on them in there.
Hey, look, there's all sorts of stuff in here. You can go there. Okay. Yeah, he'll be a shame not to kind of just wade in here and swing at this guy with his little claw guys. So that would be incredible to start. Cool. Karma. Ah, what happened? Oh, there I am. Okay.
All right, 64, calling Karma on the Incredible to get that up to a red is a 91 again.
Yep, and he would be using and he would be using his Dark Force claws on this, which are unearthly.
Okay. And to
this zombie right
that
here.
one. Okay, so that was the zombie that was on that came out of the chalk outline.
Oops.
It's all right. Got to kill him anyway. So, whoops, I hit the wrong thing. All right, and he is dead. Again.
Dead-er.
All right, Spartan.
Since the one I was going to hit is gone, I'm going to go over here and poke with my spear zombie trying to eat on priest.
All right.
What do I roll in?
I'm sorry, I was muted and it had put up the warning that I was muted, so I couldn't actually read your thing. You roll amazing to hit in melee with Ghostbane, and it reduces.
And I'm gonna call Karma.
Okay.
55 will certainly hit.
Okay, let me see how much we need to spend to get that up to yellow. On amazing. Oh, 1 point. 1 point. We'll spend 10 minimum, but it was off by just 1 to make it a yellow result.
And then how much damage does that do?
Also, I believe amazing, but it also reduces incredible edge damage but reduces armor by 2 column shifts.
Got it. All right. So you successfully aerate that one with a single strike and hit it and lift it up and then
zombie kebab.
Fling it into the brink.
I forgot to roll for extraction.
Oh dear. Oh well.
Well, if there's any left by next round, you can do it then.
All right, Tank, it's to you, sir.
Well, my targets have also been severely wounded. I'm going to actually not roll for extra actions this turn, but I am going to charge to that one and go batter up, just like I said. And using the weapon, it's incredible to hit and monstrous damage.
Okay.
I will be spending karma.
70 will do.
Wow. Yeah, I'll just, let's see. Incredible. I will actually only spend the minimum 10. I don't think I'm going to need to get it up to a red for this one. So I'll just spend the 10 minimum, save myself some karma for when it really matters. What I'm doing on the sheet is, since our karma was 0/0 for both me and Spartan, I'm putting how much karma we spend in the right-hand thing so that you have a record.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That's what I'm doing too.
All right, so needless to say, you hit it and knock its head clean off. And it smashes into the building here across the way.
Thereby winning the war and inventing the game of golf at the same time, to quote The Hobbit.
And that was it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so George Stacy from behind the wall takes aim and tries to shoot one of the zombies, and it ricochets off of that mystic wall that Mr. Arcane set up. And Yuriko is going to make a reason feat. Gets it and has a second thought about taking the same shot as the bullet whizzes past her ear. She's like,
I said take a break.
Enough! Huh? Stacy, no! Enough! And as she is saying that, Mr. Arcane, you hear a low growl from around the corner. And then suddenly, this strange half-man, half-lizard appears on the dumpster on the other side of the wall near Stacy and Watanabe.
Out of character, this is exactly what I expected.
And up on the building behind you guys, another man takes... you see a silhouette of this man who's got like this long mane of fur around his neck and a crossbow that has popped up right over here. Can you see him?
This is fine.
I don't think I can see him.
He is.
There we go. I'll pop him up there.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
I dare say he works out.
And then last but not least, one more zombie, but unlike the other ones that you have seen, I'll bring him out so everybody can kind of at least get a visual on him. He's naked from the waist up. His skin is white as alabaster. And a face that seems to be in almost a perpetual scream. That walks out next to where this lizard creature appeared behind the wall and is coming towards George Stacy and Yuriko Watanabe. And I will be adding them now to the mix. Now the guy that's up on top of the building. Some of you guys have probably heard of this guy, Craven the Hunter.
Is this the Squirrel Girl Craven or the Spider-Man Craven?
The Spider-Man Craven.
Oh, darn. Squirrel Girl Craven is good guy.
And the last you heard, he was killed.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
They had a funeral for him and everything.
Does he look dead?
He looks to be in pretty good shape, but maybe at a close glance, his skin looks a little gray.
He's well preserved.
And we'll now go to Priest at the top of the next round.
Okay. Is it fair to say that Craven looks like he is surveying us like an adversary versus looking at these zombies as an adversary?
He is drawing his crossbow and aiming it actually in your direction.
Okay.
I got to see what his bonus is real quick. Hold on. There we go.
Probably a lot.
It's
Yeah, I was going to say it
Okay.
feels
Yeah.
high.
So I'll say that priest takes the gun that he had in his hands and he cracks it up in the air, and it cracks open and kind of transforms into a whip. And then he takes that light whip and tries to grab onto Craven with it with his first action.
Okay.
And I will use Karma.
$14.
And to bring that up to a green, what would it take?
Let's see. That was on the Incredible.
Yeah.
31.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that then.
All right. So you whip it up there in an attempt to kind of wrap it around his leg, and he deftly sidesteps, and that's a miss.
Okay. As he does that, I take my other hand and use it to throw daggers of light at him.
Okay.
Which that should be this. I will also use Karma for this. I want to hit. And
42.
So, yeah, my 10 should automatically get me up to yellow on
Okay.
that. So
2.
So he has to do an endurance roll to avoid being stunned by those as they slice into him.
All right. And he does sidestep again, but you just catch him with one of the daggers. So he's going to roll his endurance. Ooh, not great. But he's got karma to spend.
Boo hiss. Boo hiss.
I mean, given the amount of karma we spend in a given round,
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
And he is stunned, but he's still standing. So you've got him staggered for one round.
Okay. And I will take the whip and am I able to try and grab him and pull him down at the same time? Or would that be two separate actions?
That would be two separate actions. Yeah. Now,
All
did you have 3? I thought you only had 2.
No, I have 3.
Oh, okay.
I had a red on my.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Confused
okay.
that with somebody else, I guess.
But okay, then I don't want to do.
The Fiend and I both rolled terrible for our multiple actions.
I
have a second action. This is new for me.
Yeah, I can't really get there with Remarkable, right?
No, you can. Mm-hmm. If you get if you get a green, that would get you 2 actions.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Since he is
Now my
stunned,
circuit's like people who get some.
I'm gonna try and I basically take the whip and swirl it around back into like a sniper rifle, aim at his heel that's close to, like the ledge, and try to clip it in such a way that he actually falls off of the building he's on.
Okay. And how much damage did those daggers do?
Oh, the daggers, I think remarkable. Let me double check. Yeah, they do remarkable damage.
Probably monstrous.
So yeah, that will include that. Okay. And calling karma. Okay. So bringing it up to a green, but I don't know if that's enough to get a bullseye technically.
No, it's not. But you do the damage anyway. So is that another 30?
So, no, that's 40.
40? Okay.
And that is all my actions.
All right, so it would go to Craven next, but he is staggered, so that forfeits his action. So we go to Bombshell.
What a shame.
So Shelly goes up and over the wall. Kind of like less flying, more like kind of a leap.
Like a bionic woman leap.
Yeah.
Can I hear the
Kinda.
sound?
And then she's gonna come down straight on this lizard thing with a charged up slash. So that's going to be on the unearthly table. And I will spend karma if necessary.
I don't
Or you could roll 100.
think he...
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, was that 10?
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
It
Yep.
was not 100.
I thought for a second.
I
I
did
was like,
too.
oh.
Well,
My eyes pick
10
up
points will
30
get you
on
to
me.
your green, at least.
All
So.
right. Another 10. Okay.
And unfortunately, he's got a minus 4 CS evade, so that actually misses.
Oh, all right. Well, then she'll swing again with the same intent. She probably telegraphed her attack pretty good by jumping up and over the wall. So I was like, oh,
Here she comes.
I think it
Yeah.
was the sound effect that gave you away.
probably.
59.
Shelly, you need to just switch your 2 dice.
Right?
86 to get it to red if you want to get it there.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
And that'll be unearthly damage now.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Because
That would be
she has
serious
incredible
now.
strength. The sword boosts it to amazing, and then amazing lightning. So,
All right.
although I guess if you really wanted to, it would be 94 or 96 damage. 96.
If you keep saying all those numbers, Mr. Arcane's going to get scared.
Oh, that's true. Shh.
I ain't scared.
All right. So with that second one, you slice across his chest and open it up just a little bit, and like this greenish blood spews out of it, and he lets out this unholy roar when you hit him.
That does ignore body armor, which it looks like I hurt him pretty bad, so it probably didn't have any body armor on that.
Oh, it does ignore
And-
body armor. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
non-magical.
no,
I don't know if
it
he's
does.
ensorcelled with voodoo stuff.
There you
So
go. Yep. So that took an extra 20 off there.
okay, yeah.
All right. Mr. Arcane.
Okay, sorry, I had to say goodnight. Okay, so hey, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to go for multiple actions
All right.
because
I believe in you. You've got this.
What are the magic
Remember to
words?
spend karma.
I will spend karma.
Those are the magic words.
Yeah. Okay.
67.
All right.
Yep.
What is
Very
the red?
nice.
What does the red get me?
Let's see, red would get you a total of 3.
Ooh, I will spend to get a red. Sweet.
It's like
Okay.
Christmas, right?
Yeah,
One of them
this
has
is
to be
amazing.
fighty, though, right?
What's that?
Does one of the attacks have to be fighty?
Oh, one of them will be fighting.
Oh, nice. That's right. You got
Um,
this fancy new axe.
Yes, I've got to use it. But my first action will be to turn the wall that's here, among them
Mhm.
into a dome
Ooh,
over
Okay. All right.
the two of them, because I have basically one area of effect that I can make, so I can make a dome
Okay.
over them with like spikes.
You're gonna make me work for this one, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to draw an object.
Yeah, that's
There we go.
perfect.
Yeah. Then looks like Shelly's doing okay over there.
Ooh, even better. Hold on. Think I can do this quickly?
Sure.
Where is it? Right there. What, green, I assume, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course it's green. And and while he's doing that, he'll mutter under his breath, Ashtor warned me about days like this.
All
There'll be days like this, Ashtor said.
right, can you see the dome?
Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
It's
Oh, yeah.
glowy and moving.
There we go.
It's very
Nice.
pretty. I like it.
Okay, and there's a zombie right in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and the wall's no longer there. Of course, I'm actually flying. I wasn't technically standing on it, but so I'll swoop down with that axe in both hands. But now, Chris, I don't have stats for the axe, so I don't know.
Oh, did I put that in there? Dang.
No.
I really thought I was doing all that really good. So you're still rolling under fighting.
Okay. All right. With the axe, my fighting is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. So there you go. Amazing.
I will spend karma on that, which is
Good
great.
thing. 16. Get it up
Yep.
to a 26 to spend your 10.
Yeah, I'll spend my 10.
And who are you attacking? I'm sorry.
This zombie right here.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So he's not dodging. So you're definitely going to hit him. And you don't have damage on that axe in here.
Yeah, I
right?
don't know what it. Yeah, I don't have any.
Well, it for sure will be enough to take him out. So I'm not necessarily worried about that.
My strength is excellent, plus whatever the axe does.
And I think it's either remarkable or incredible.
Okay. All right. Well, I swing down on him, and is these objects here? They have elevation, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. A little
So
bit.
I can't actually see him now that I'm on the ground.
Well, I think those are like crates. So yeah, you can see probably his upper torso.
I can
yes.
see over him.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, then he will get a bolt of bedevilment. Simon, we don't know his name, but that Simon Garth, he will get a bolt of bedevilment.
All right.
Let's spread it around a little bit. I won't spend karma. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. That's
okay.
cool.
Okay, then.
That's what you get.
I did that before.
I was so excited.
hmm Look at all these attacks. I don't even need to spend karma now.
But you have one more attack, right?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll get another one.
Pew pew.
I
So
will
anyway-
spend karma this time.
I started blasting.
Finger guns. Oh, come on.
Wow.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I mean, I'll spend that to a green.
All right. So on your incredible 31.
Yeah.
And how much damage on that?
It is incredible.
Okay. All right, so the first one goes past him, which he follows the light with his eyes, and then turns right back around as you blast him in the chest with the next one.
Yes. Pay attention. Pay attention.
And now it's Lizard's turn.
Okay.
Sorry, the Lizard's turn. Not-
The lizard.
So confusing.
So the Lizard slashes out with his claws first at Bombshell.
Yep.
Let's see here.
I would like to evade if possible.
Right.
What would you like to rage?
Only if I get hit.
Ooh.
67.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what the
Well-
hell? We're putting karma on this because you guys are
Oh
doing too
no.
good. He's going to bring that up to a red.
All right. Well, I'll spend karma on my evasion too. And that will be. Does the weapon mastery of the that I have with the Kobesh apply to evasion
No.
if I'm defending with it? No? Okay. So just raw fighting.
14.
Okay. And I was gonna I said I'd spend karma on that.
Okay.
So
So it's a yellow, so it's going to bring him down 1, 2, 3, 4. Still hits with a yellow.
Oh, okay.
So that's 40 points of damage.
Okay.
Does that
Does
get-
it get me in the coat or?
He's kind of swinging wild, so yes.
Okay. So I'll take 20 damage then.
And then you're going to roll endurance.
Okay. Do we know how much karma I had to spend on that?
Oh, I'm sorry, for the to get it up to...
Yeah, the yellow.
Okay, so 61.
And I rolled a 40, so 21 points. Got it. Okay. And so it took 20, and I need to make a stamina or endurance. Forgot to say I was.
All right. And did you do karma on that?
I did not say karma.
Okay.
So,
You are stunned for 1 round.
okay. And I will take my HP off.
For his second attack, gets a 93
Ooh.
Jesus.
to slam you with his tail with the intent of knocking you basically out of this area.
It's probably going to work.
I
Spider-Man
want
villains
to
are no joke,
drop
man.
the spike. Show your new cat.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh, look at that baby.
Oh,
Very cute.
I was wondering. He's been sleeping the whole game. He's been quiet and good. Now he's very
Yeah.
awake.
Yes.
And then that's another 40 damage on that one.
Okay. Does the coat soak any of that or no?
Colt will soak that too, yeah.
Okay. So
But
another
you
20.
then will be going for
ride.
actually roll endurance again.
Okay. I'll just eat it.
You're going to have trouble
81.
crocheting there. He's being very busy.
Yes. I'm unraveling what I've done. I'm going to do something different.
So he just knocks you down. You don't go flying.
Okay.
And then we go to our zombie friends once again for the few that are still standing. Will, I'm sorry, buddy, but they're coming after you.
Okay. I should probably evade or something, huh?
Okay.
Grappling attack first. 46, which is a miss. And for the other one, 54, which is a miss. So no big
Oh, I
whoop.
guess I don't need to evade.
And I think those are the only 2 zombies still standing. Yep. All right, Will.
I know what I want to do, but I can't do it. So instead, I'm going to do something sleazy. I'm going to by the way, move me. Okay. Move me to here. And then when I just flood an area with Dark Force, it's 20 feet, right? Is that far enough away?
An area,
Yeah.
it's going to be a
No, that's way too close.
total of 5, like a 5 square.
Okay. So, like, that would not get Mr. Arcane, correct? It would just get, like, right
Around
around
you.
here?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I would like to flood that area with Dark Force.
Okay.
So everybody inside on their turn will take unearthly damage.
Ooh,
Oh dear.
that's unfortunate. Do not recommend.
Let's see if I can give you something cool here. Let's see, what do we have? I had something that was like a dark field. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that'll work. There you go.
Oh, neat. Perfect. And, you know, since I have all this Dark Force lying around now, I would like to form tentacles out of it to trap Raven so that we can murder him at our leisure. I mean, interrogate.
All right, so the Dark Force shreds the one zombie that's in there.
Mhm.
And then Craven, you said it does unearthly damage?
Yes.
Okay. Which I think is going to be enough. Yep. And he falls to the ground.
Okay.
Or the ground of the roof.
Right.
Spartan.
Okay, the guy wasn't gonna take care of. Will's taking care of. See, who's left?
There's
Yep.
Lizard, not me, and
Oh, there's all zombie over here.
Yeah.
I
oh,
will
okay.
Mhm.
One
run
little
over here
zombie.
and attack the zombie with my spear.
Okay.
Another amazing.
Yep.
If ever, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If ever a creature has needed aeration, it's that one.
Yeah.
So yellow.
All right. That'll be enough. And people are setting fireworks off outside. Guess it's that time of year. All right,
Hopefully
so-
just
Let's say-
fireworks.
On June 10th?
Yep. Oh God. Around here, man, they start, like May 25th.
Okay.
Well, Saturday is parade day.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Not
going to
upset about that.
I have a board meeting I have to go to on Saturday in DC. That's going to be a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
Clusterfuck.
You're not kidding.
All right, so that one goes down. Did you have another action, or was that it?
I mean, he's laying down, so I do have another action.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
Somebody is pretty awakens and you
Legitimately-
little teeth in my feet.
Will's legitimately kind of looking at him going, I was expecting more. And just kind of poke him a couple times.
All right, Tank.
Okay. Well, it looks like we pretty much. Am I capable of, charging the lizard and playing batter up with him?
Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
Ow.
3, 4,
Ow.
5. 1, 2. Yeah, you can reach him.
Well, he's going for a ride.
I get out of his way.
Yeah, Bombshell might not have flown, but he might.
Right?
Yeah, and so if I recall correctly, that is incredible. I'm going to spend karma.
68.
So close.
Yeah, he's. Let me kick that up to a red. It's going to be significant karma, but I can afford it.
It'd be a
At this
91.
point.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm going to do a red result with
Okay.
that, and once again, I am playing batter up.
All right.
And that's going to be monstrous damage.
All right. And since you're underneath him, I'm imagining that you're probably swinging up with that.
Yeah.
And you catch him on his chin, and it sends him flying up and over the wall here.
It occurs to me, I've turned to Bombshell. That was a bad guy, right?
Boy.
All right. We're gonna go
Not so great.
to Simon Garth, the zombie, who shambles one step forward and foolishly thinks that he can grapple the human tank. He's not the smartest. He's got a shift 0 reason.
I don't like his odds.
Got a 38, so he got a hold of you at least. And actually, he's pretty strong. Does incredible damage with his grapple. Does that get past your defenses?
Let's see here.
Not even close.
Incredible. Well, my armor isn't that great, but I have remarkable resistance and incredible body armor. So
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
it does
All right,
not.
So you're good. Yeah.
I like to be taken out to dinner first before someone gives me a big hug.
Mr. Arcane and Tank, roll an intuition for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah. I should probably
I'll spend karma.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be spending karma on this too.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
There is something furry moving under my desk.
Throughout the last, 30 seconds or so of this battle, you've been hearing that thump, 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 thump. And all of a sudden, with that last strike that hit the lizard, it has stopped.
Okay.
Now, with my I called karma, so I've gotten a red on this. I just want to point that out in case it matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you, with the red, get a feel of where that was coming from and where the lizard landed on the other side of that wall. You feel like it was in that area back in there.
Gotcha. Like he landed on something.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lizard guy may have just taken out the drummer. And I sort of point in the direction he got hit.
I won't say anything. I'll let Tank take the credit for it. Yeah.
All right, so
you got to build your guys up.
Comes around to the top of the next round, back to Priest.
Okay. Priest runs over to here. Careful to actually avoid the dark force that's circling.
Just swirling.
Moon of death. Got it.
I'll tell you, swirling
Sliding
vortex
by.
of doom. Sure.
And just unleashes 3 rounds of those daggers of light on Simon Garth over here.
Okay.
So.
Well, green, yellow, red.
Full spectrum.
Yeah, it sure is.
And he's got to roll endurance on all of those, right?
Right.
Got a white for the first one. Green for the second one. And a white for the third one. So he's definitely out, without a doubt. And the damage on those is 40 each.
30 for those.
30 each? Okay.
30 apiece.
So, and he is out. Gotta roll this twice, actually.
Excuse me, little cat. Somebody is walking on my keyboard.
All right, so out for 17 rounds. So he's not getting up anytime soon. And then after that, Bombshell. This would be your stunned round.
Yep, she's just laying on the ground.
Mr.
Slowly
Arcane,
getting up.
it comes to you. Oh, Johnny, I don't think you heard me.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
My apologies. Okay, so knowing what I heard, I'm going to I have to move around, but I would rather have flown over to see what I see over here.
All right.
And to see if I can see whatever this drumming was.
So you see the unconscious or dead figure of this lizard creature who is strangely dressed in a white lab coat. And
I know why, but
a puff of smoke that is dissipating rather quickly right in this area right here.
Okay. Right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a puff of smoke that. Okay, I'm going to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use sensing magical or
Mm-hmm.
sensing magic to see if this seems to be some sort of magical effect and or if I can identify anything about it.
Okay.
Let me go to my spell descriptor. Okay. Sensing mystical detection is actually what it's called.
Okay.
The caster's sense of use of magic. He can detect magic and its use and its specific source within the area. Among the specific things he can detect are magicians casting the spells, magical items that are being used, or that have protective spell on them, magical portals, and magical creatures.
Okay.
So,
Make that roll.
okay. All right, I'll spin Karma. Okay.
67. You get that too, Red?
Sure.
Okay. 95 to get it there.
Okay.
Okay, so that puff of smoke that is dissipating in front of you, you hone in on that immediately just to find out what is that.
Right.
That certainly was a teleportation spell. And you pick up a little more with that red.
Okay.
You hear the echo of the drums as it dissipates. And the drums were a control spell.
Okay.
And that would lead you to believe that whatever it was controlling the actions of these zombies that were out there.
Okay.
And you see your vision kind of fluctuates just a little bit. It's a little bit of the cosmic awareness kind of clicking in. You see that same shadowy figure with the big bushy hair. Where,
the female figure? Okay.
Where the smoke was dissipating, and then you see it dissipate once again. So it's almost as if time rewound for just a millisecond there where you saw that figure. So whatever that was the same thing that you saw in the vision in the changing room of the strip club.
Okay. But just to be clear, this was me being really quick on a teleportation spell, and this isn't a portal that still may be a little bit open, right?
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, I still technically have a couple of actions, but so I'll spend, I guess, a moment to tell if the lizard is did it look like he was also a zombie type creature, or was he I mean, can I tell that? That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, if you take a look at him, you can see bits and pieces of the scales on his form that show signs of decay. He's got scales that are missing, and the flesh underneath is on the verge of rotting.
Okay. All right. So he was a zombie also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And I'll shout out. They fled. Which actually, I'll use telepathy. They fled like a civilized person to everybody.
I guess I'll drop the dark force thing.
Probably go ahead and take out Simon Garth just to make sure that Simon Garth gets taken out.
Yeah, you guys can kind of wrap that up pretty easily.
So rest easy, son.
And as Simon Garth hits the dock with a wet thud, there's, for a moment, just the sound of breathing, ragged, exhausted, and human. It's Detective Stacy and Yuriko Watanabe. Stacy leans against a crate with bloodied knuckles resting on one knee, and revolver still warm in his hand. He eyes you with the way a man eyes a half-loaded deck. Curious if you're going to play it straight. Yuriko paces like a caged wolf, reloading her gun with twitchy precision, and her eyes flicker from the corpses to you and then back again. And Stacy speaks first. You got timing, I'll give you that. Could have used you about 5 minutes earlier, but I ain't gonna be picky. Reclaimers, right?
Yeah, I'll drop the dome.
I've heard of you. This obviously ain't just gang trouble, this is something else. What I heard about you all is I heard you're the kind that can find things the rest of us can't explain. And Yuriko chimes in real quick. They're vigilantes, George. They shouldn't even be... Hold on. They saved our lives. What's not a...
Troubleshooters.
Maybe we let them help just this once. If there's more of these things, we're going to need all the help we can get. But we get everything that they find. And he points at you guys. Understand?
Yep.
I got it.
We've been scouting this crime scene for the last couple of hours and found a few things, but I'm curious to see what you all pick up. You might be able to pick up on something that we haven't.
Well, one of the things I'm going to do, if no one else has, is go round this way and see if I can spot where the lizard's corpse went, and if there was, in fact, a very squashed drummer there. I'm kind of, because given the setting and the jazz age and noir and everything, I'm kind of expecting to see, a drummer, maybe a guy with a saxophone, someone blowing a French horn.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said she fled. She fled.
Okay.
The drummer.
Yeah. All right. Maybe he left something behind. I am not the most perceptive person here, but I will look and see if, he dropped a chicken feather or something.
She.
Is that she? Is that intuition?
Oh, well.
She had a female figure.
That's intuition at a +2 column shift because of what you said you were looking for.
Okay, that would make it remarkable, and I am still spending some karma here.
Oh, which?
44.
So green. Let me see if I can get that up to a yellow for a reasonable.
I know a dame when I see one.
That's right at the lowest end of green. It would cost. I'll stick with the green. It'll cost like 40 points to get it up to a yellow. So we'll see what happens.
Well, without spinning up to the yellow, it's no question. There's chicken feathers all through this alley.
Okay, I point that out.
And looking at it, it's like it's left there intentionally. I mean, they're scattered, yes, but it's almost like it's a calling card.
Can I get anything out of that with Scholar of Antiquities?
Out of the chicken feathers?
Yeah, like the way that they're set up, places that does that trigger anything with all of the archaeological and sociological study and all of that nonsense?
Do you have a cult?
I do not.
I do.
You can make a straight reason roll.
Okay. I will spend karma.
10.
Good thing. I got excited for a second, just like Jeff did.
Right. You're like, hey, yo!
Look at oh no.
And spinning it out to the green, you're welcome to do that, but unfortunately, it's not really ringing to anything that you particularly would recognize.
Okie dokie. Yep. Somebody made their dinner back here.
Which of the zombie corpses was the one most recently animated?
This one right here. Oh, I can't click on it. Here we go. I was on the wrong screen. There we go.
Okay. Well, I want to come look at him.
Okay.
Uh,
Make an intuition check for me.
okay.
Can I do the same? Because I was
Right.
planning on doing that too.
My
Sure.
occultist maybe help, or no? Is this just kind of an observation sort of thing?
It depends on what you want to do.
Well, so we know that his throat was slit, and I suspect there might be a ritualistic aspect to this murder. So that's why I was thinking occultist might apply. It may not. I don't know.
And I was going to be
Tell me.
looking for different kinds of ritualistic religious sigils that might be on him.
Okay.
So.
Both of you can make it at a +2 column shift.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, and I will spend karma anyway. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll spend my 10 because I'm already at a red.
All right, so both of you are looking over him. And you do see strange carvings on this body. Jagged loops, twisting lines, perhaps burned into the flesh. For Mr. Arcane, these are, without question, Veve. Voodoo.
They're what?
Veve. V-E.
Veve, okay.
V-E-V-E.
Okay.
Voodoo symbols used to mark summoning grounds for the undead. This wasn't just where the dead rose. It's where they were called. And looking at what's on their flesh, it means that more than likely you're going to find more of these symbols around the docks here somewhere. So it certainly draws your attention to that. But before it does, with your red roll, as you're kind of opening up, the jacket that is on him, and you have to say that looking at that symbol that's on his chest, that likely was there before he was killed.
Okay, so is that like a tattoo, you mean?
Nope.
Or like a brand?
It's a brand,
Okay.
but it's a fresh brand.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But within the last maybe 24 hours. Not so fresh that it happened just before death, but sometime within the last day or so.
So sometime within the last day before his murder, he was branded with this Veve brand.
And that is what kind of keys you in to maybe look a little deeper. And so you're kind of ruffling through the pockets of the jacket and so forth. And you see that he has like a journal.
Oh.
And it's half soaked in river water and half soaked in blood and barely legible. You've kind of flipped through that a little bit, and the last few entries scrawl kind of downhill into madness. And the last entry says, "She speaks in dreams, the queen of monsters, the mother of evil. She says her children are waking. The blood feeds them. The black wings gather. We will follow. We must," and then it trails off.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so again, the silhouette I keep seeing is a dark, female figure, right? Do I get the sense that figure, like that's what it would look like if I got a clear look at it, or I'm just getting a shadow of it?
The silhouette of it, I mean, you could probably assume that that's her actual silhouette.
Okay. All right, so I collect the notebook and from my satchel, I'll draw out a notebook of my own and make a few notations about the markings in his body. Um, and knowing this now, I'll look at these other zombies and see if they have any similar markings. Now, I got the impression they were more decomposed than
Yes.
this guy, or
Yep.
maybe not. I don't.
Yep, they certainly were. And as you go about looking at them, they are all wet, like soaking wet.
Okay.
So, putting two and two together, they probably climbed out of the river.
Okay. Do they have similar markings on them?
They do.
Okay.
Mhm.
Including the brand and the carvings in their flesh?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's something to look at. So I'll telepathically say I found a journal on this on today's victim, and he talks about this woman, this queen of monsters, mother of evil. She speaks in dreams. We should, and they're all zombies, right? They've all been marked by, I presume, her.
Mhm.
We should look for these markings. And I'll broadcast an image of it if I can broadcast imagery. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so. So you see the image of these markings kind of burned into your minds as something to look out for.
And while I'm doing that, I'll send Vakir out to circle the area, right? To see if he sees any of these, like any markings that he notices. He may not notice any, but if he does, cool.
What do these markings do?
Well, they're ritualistic icons, and I presume it must have something to do with either her creating these creatures or controlling them, or both. I would presume both.
They are both summoning and control.
So anybody puts one of these symbols on a corpse, we could have another one wandering around.
Well, not anyone.
That's something anyway.
Yeah. I mean, not just anyone. I mean, someone who knows how to use that power. Someone who can bend reality. Like we couldn't give this icon to a dock worker and say, hey, do this. It wouldn't work for them. It's not, the power is not just in the symbology, but there is power in it for those that can use it.
Gotcha.
So while, after I look over these other corpses, right, I'll go back to where Tank was, where he's looking at the scene of the escape.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see if there's anything else left there that
I'm
can pick
kind
up.
of stuck on this side of the wall. I can't seem to move back to the rest of the map.
There you
Okay. You can move me, but everyone else can't. Okay,
you would have had to walk around to get there.
Beth, you Spartan might want to use some of her enhanced senses powers on that side of the wall too. See if you can pick anything up.
Yeah. Let's see. I've moved the map a little. Over here.
Are you wanting her to check on the side you were just on, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that might be best. She might be able to pick some stuff up.
Gotcha. Okay, I moved her back there.
Okay, we can't really cross over on the map, I guess, because there's a wall.
Well, if you went this way and then that way, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found that out.
Okay, I use my enhanced tracking senses stuff. Should I call Karma that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's remarkable.
Okay, I will call Karma and roll. I don't seem to have button for remarkable anymore.
Yeah,
People,
I will roll for you.
thank you.
Ooh, a 2.
Ooh, but we called karma.
Yep. All right, so
Beth,
36
Beth,
would get you
Beth-
there.
Beth, you should take
Okay.
back that thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so using your enhanced senses, there's not much to see back here, so the visual stuff really isn't helping you all that much, but the scent does. And you smell kind of a distinct scent of like some sort of like incense or something of that effect, almost more like burnt like hay and maybe hair.
I share my findings with the group.
And Will and Bombshell, is there anything that you all were wanting to do?
I'd like to take a look at the scene where the lady teleported / escaped, and see
Back
if she's
here.
left behind some sort of energy signature or something like that.
Okay.
When he gets there, I'll share. She used some sort of teleportation magic, but and I got a brief glimpse of her figure again, same figure that I saw attached to the feathers, but unfortunately, I couldn't get more.
Yeah, you do have an eye for figures.
You would know.
Well, not the first time I've hunted someone based on curves, so let's try.
Shelly's like ostensibly doing her nails, but she's keeping an eye on Watanabe and Stacy.
Okay, I'm going to spend karma. Come on, nothing.
You got my luck tonight.
Man, okay. So let's see, what gets me to agree? 23 and incredible.
31.
Incredible. So I have to spend the 10. Okay. I'll spend 10 up to that. Okay. Does that get me anything or no?
As far as trying to track the energy signature on that, other than it being some sort of arcane energy, it's hard to pinpoint. It's not Dark Force, I'll tell you that. You would be able to discern that for sure.
So not likely any extra dimensional energy, more straight arcane energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Chris, on that note, so does because magic has flavors, right? In Marvel, like order, chaos, voodoo is one of them. Does this seem like voodoo magic to me, or something else?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can we check out Craven, Simon, and the lizard's body? Or bodies?
Oh,
yep. And let me backtrack for just 1 second there with what we just talked about with it being voodoo and so forth. Now, I will say that teleportation is not something that is typically assumed with typical voodoo magic,
right?
But it's not unheard of. An advanced Ongun could certainly do that.
Okay, so she's powerful.
So we're talking about higher power voodoo magic here.
Okay, now that you say that, do I know of any powerful Hoguns or voodoo practitioners?
Make a either reason or intuition, adding your occult on there.
They're the same, but let me look here real quick. Because that's who I'm going to ask next. Like, hey! Okay, so it's they're the same. All right, so I'll spend karma. Okay, all right, I'll push that to a red for sure. 67. Okay, so 19. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'll push that to a red. Because surely, I might know a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not best buds, but like, hey, I've got a question. Do you know any? The word's Hogun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a guy that you've heard rumblings about, and it's mostly just rumors on the street. It's a dude that kind of set up shop in Harlem recently.
Brother Voodoo.
And he bought this place called Blackwell and Sons in Harlem and is running it as a funeral director. Desmond Drew is his name. You haven't had any run-ins with this guy before, but I mean, with the magic circles that you kind of run in, everybody's kind of talking about him, and they think, because he's got this kind of Cajun accent, it just seems like that, he's got to be a necromancer if he's got this place, right?
Exactly. And his name was Desmond what?
Desmond Drew.
Drew.
Is there any chance?
D-R-E-W?
D-R-E-W, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Who
Mark?
owns, Blackwell, you said?
Blackwell Funeral Emporium.
Oh, geez. Of course, it's a funeral home.
Is there a chance that as a priest who has had to officiate funerals, that I would have found myself running into him at some point?
Yeah, it's a definite possibility. Yes. Why don't you make a intuition roll for me, please?
Okay. And I'll go ahead and spin karma on that too.
Okay, 38. Now, as a white priest, you don't make too many trips into Harlem, but you've had a funeral within the last probably month or so that brought you to Blackwell and Sons. You met the guy. He was nice enough, friendly, welcoming, to the people that came in. Your read on him is he's probably not a religious guy, at least, within the religion that you claim to. But, certainly pleasant and friendly.
Okay.
I'm sending Bobby out in widening circles,
Mm-hmm.
mostly just listening for drums.
Gotcha. Yeah, no more drums. And I think that Vecker was doing the same thing, kind of looking for symbols and what.
Yeah.
Between the
I'm
two
more
birds, the birds do spot more of these symbols that are scattered about the docks. Like on the docks themselves, on posts, on crates, anything wooden in the area. Not everything, but
What are they doing
certain
here?
points
Are
have
they
been branded.
Are they
Yeah.
concentrated in a particular area? Like, is there a pattern that you can, like, from the air, you can see and, like...
No, not well. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess from the air, it would be basically almost a perfect circle that kind of surrounds the dock area, and I'll draw it out for you here.
Okay.
Since I'm drawing things tonight.
Yeah, I'm putting you to work tonight.
Sorry, Shelly's not the most investigative type person, but I figured I'd get in on the action a little.
Yeah. Basically fits within that area there.
Okay.
And then
So-
I'm going to have Mr. Arcane make a reason feat based on that knowledge, which I'm sure you're sharing with him.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and just in case it's not clear, I've used my crown to establish telepathy between all of us. So we're Mr. Arcane is communicating telepathically. If you choose to talk out loud to transmit it, that's on you. But he's not moving his mouth. Reason feat. Okay. And do I get any of my talents, or is it just straight reason?
Occult again. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'll spend karma again. Because it's that kind of fucking night. All right, I'll
On
push
my
it to a
screen,
green.
that was so close to a
Yes.
full 100.
I know. I know. I know. I was like, yes, yeah. Oh. No.
So after Shelley
Yep.
mentions this perfect circle to you, you kind of start to think about that and walk the path and then try to find those individual symbols yourself. Now, all of these symbols are basically the same. And there are 15 different symbols that are burned into various areas. And some of them are actually inside, in different places inside the circle here as well. But you kind of start walking that path, and then you realize you're walking the same path of the symbol itself.
Oh.
So if you connect
Okay,
the dots...
So it's one giant symbol with little symbols.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, you just kind of walk in a path, and this isn't necessarily the shape, but just to kind of give you an idea.
I get it. Yeah.
It basically would do something
Okay.
like this.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Again, I know that there was some talk thematically that I got it. That the axe cleaves illusions and stuff like that. So everywhere I find one of these symbols, I slash through it with the axe to, in his mind, disrupt it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm trying to disrupt this large symbol.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good eyes. Good eyes. Well, it's not just your sword that's sharp. And on this one figure who is listed as Simon, we don't know anything about him. I'll take a closer look at him too and see if he's any different than any of the others. And search him just like I searched, the other guy. Does he have any documentation or anything?
I'm willing to bet he was born on a Monday.
That's a different guy.
Is it?
That is a different guy.
That is a different guy.
We would have been in a lot more trouble if it
They
was
have
that
the
guy.
same initials. They kind of look similar.
Yeah, that's probably on purpose, but
Yeah, the other guy is a lot taller.
Mm.
I mentioned looking at Craven and Lizard and Simon as well.
I'll take a look at him too.
And all three of them have the symbols on them as well.
Okay.
But I will say that Simon certainly is different than the other zombies that were here. And I mean, like, you I don't know if you guys just kind of bashed his head in and tried to finish him off or not, but he was a whole lot thicker, a whole lot tougher than the rest of them. And
Yeah, I noticed that right off the bat.
about
And
a
less
foot
da-
taller as well.
And less damp.
Less damp, yeah.
And
Do we know
none
where-
of them are showing any signs of reconstituting or anything like that, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we know where Craven was buried after the funeral? Do we know, like, where the cemetery is, or?
Probably would have been.
Yeah, Hudson Cemetery.
Okay. I wonder if Hudson's got a bunch of holes in it.
I'd say it's got at least one,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to have a lot more.
maybe. And again, all this is telepathic from Mr. Arcane. Whether or not you guys speak out loud is a different story. But
No, she's just giving Watanabe the eye.
Yeah.
The whole time.
yeah. All right. So once he goes through and strikes all of the, like, in his mind, anchor points of this giant ritualistic circle,
Mhm.
He'll make his way. And, of course, after he looks at Craven and, all the bodies, he'll make his way back over to the two detectives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll hold up the journal and say, I found this on your victim. And he's already made notes, right? Because, I mean, it's going to take some minutes, right, to walk this whole path and do all that stuff. So we're probably doing that for, I don't know, what do you say, like 30 minutes or something?
Yeah,
I would think
probably.
like at least half an
Mhm.
hour, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, 30 minutes to an hour, I would say. And as he's walking, when he's not like doing something, he's copying what he thinks is important out of the journal into his own journal, and tucking it into his his leather-bound satchel,
Mhm.
you know, and he'll hand the notebook over to probably Stacy because he was the friendliest of them. Did the journal like give the guy's name or anything, or
Um, that part of it has been kind of
okay?
washed off, and you can't really read it
Yeah,
very well. And any other ID
sure.
has is missing.
Yeah,
Now, where it is, you don't know.
yeah, okay. Well, he'll hand it off to Stacy and be like, "You might want to take a look at this," um, and hand it to him and say, "Let's see, what will he say to him? You've got a voodoo problem. This ritual should be disrupted, but and he, waves his hand towards the rest of the reclaimers, will take a look, and we can be in touch if you're willing to hear what we've got to say later."
Yeah. I'm I'm hoping so. Yeah. You get any closer to this thing, my advice to you is you probably better watch your backs, because I don't know much about hoodoo, but whatever this is, it's something old and something mean.
Yeah.
Whatever
Suppose
started
you have.
this, I don't think they're done. This is just the
Oh,
beginning.
no,
Do
I
you
agree.
have a list of the people who are missing?
Oh, yeah. Is that something we could get from you?
I might be able to arrange that for you. I don't have it on me, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, with these feathers and stuff that we've been finding around at these places, I mean, obviously it's connected, and it's a whole lot deeper than what we originally thought. I assumed at first it was just a calling card, but I take it now you found that symbol.
Yeah, these are not, I mean, yes, they are calling cards, but these and he holds up some of the feathers because, right, no doubt he collected some. And he holds up the feathers and say these are not just feathers. They are feathers, but they hold power.
Well, let me at least give you this. That's something new. We haven't found that at any of the other scenes.
Well, there's one scene that and he like pauses and looks over his shoulder at everybody. Like, do we mention Tamara?
That's why I asked for.
Telepathically.
Yeah, telepathically. No, that's why I asked for the list. I wanted to know what they know before we
Yeah.
go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in time, because this is a new relationship, um, we're willing to share more information, but there is another scene that you may not know about that had feathers just like this recently.
Where's that at?
Kind of a sensitive location. So he drops his head a little bit and telepathic. He says, "I'm going to tell him."
I mean, kind of late not to. So yeah.
At the Black Fox, there's a missing girl that you probably don't know about,
Yeah. Okay.
and you probably wouldn't know because I can't imagine he called you.
Yeah. No, he definitely did not. Yuriko and I just started on this case tonight because this was a very public offing. That's
I
why
get it.
we
You're
got
the
called in.
on-call. I get it.
So I had heard some rumblings about this girl going missing, what, 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into that.
but we've shared with you, so I would hope I would hope this is the beginning of a productive relationship.
And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a business card. He said, "You got one of these?"
Sure. And I'll hold up my empty fingers and a card appears.
Yeah, neat trick.
I'll exchange.
I paid good money for that over at the county fair last year.
Ooh, this
That's
is
pretty
nice.
impressive.
Oh, look at the embossing. Oh, sorry.
Oh shit. Okay, well, listen. I'm going to leave those two over there to you. We're going to get this body out of here, if you don't mind, if you can field those questions. And he points off into the distance just back where you guys had entered. And you see two individuals that kind of come onto the docks.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of brought them closer to you, but they actually are closer to the back alley on the other side where you guys originally had come
Oh, I
in.
see him. Yeah.
Um,
More cops, or what do they look like to us?
Well,
Looks like reporters.
this is you see a woman in a tan trench coat and red lipstick striding through the fog like she owns it. And you recognize her. She's kind of quasi-famous around here. Betty Brandt. Notebook in hand, eyes sharp.
Reporters.
At her side, another reporter in a flashy suit and fedora. Guy looks familiar, but you can't place his name. She approaches the group as you guys are kind of cordoning off the area so that Stacy and Yuriko can do what they need to do. She says, "Brandt, Daily Bugle, this is my partner, Dick Jones. Mind telling me why half the East End smells like a war zone? I heard drums and gunfire and something else that I can't really explain. You want to tell me about it?"
Who's she talking to, us or them?
You
The
guys.
detectives?
Yeah, you guys. Mhm.
Oh.
Jazz party.
Oh, no.
I
Well,
don't
my
know
axe
about
is a
that.
cane as I see him coming up. I'm like, oh. Oops.
I don't know about that, but have you heard about your Lord and Savior?
Love it.
I go to church every Sunday, Padre.
That's excellent. Where do you go to?
Look, I'm not here to talk about my religion. I'm here to talk about whatever happened on these docks. What happened to the body that was here?
What body?
You don't see the chalk line right behind me over here?
Oh, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Kids,
He's not there
kids.
anymore.
kids graffiti.
Who are you people, really? Because regular folks don't just show up in the middle of a crime scene.
I don't see a crime
In
scene.
this city, what isn't a crime scene?
Ooh, nice.
So
Prayer walk.
you think it's connected to the string of disappearances? Because I've got sources whispering about places missing morgue attendants, bodies walking off of slabs.
Obviously, you know more than we do.
Walking out of cemeteries.
What do you mean walking out of cemeteries?
Somebody claims to have seen some fella in a fur coat walking out of the Hudson Cemetery last night.
Yeah, that
And
tracks.
I
Yep,
point
yep.
over at Craven.
Yeah,
You-
that
that
tracks.
guy?
That'd be the guy.
Weird.
So, what is this? Cult stuff? Black magic?
You're pretty smart.
I mean, you
Okay.
you heard the drums too, right? Or am I just going crazy?
Nope.
Okay, so I think where we are right now is we can help each other.
That'd
Yeah,
be
and I'll
great.
telepathically say, nice, good angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can sit on this story for a little bit to give us a little bit of breathing room, we can give you an exclusive, and you can have all of it and have all the pieces fit together.
And who is we?
We're the reclaimers.
And she jots that down. All right.
Otherwise known as just interested citizens trying to make our city a better place.
This is a pretty hot story. I'm assuming you heard it on the news already.
A little bit, but they got it wrong.
The Daily Bugle really wants first hit on this, so I can only sit on this for maybe 24 hours tops.
If you can give us what you've got, we can help fill in blanks.
All right, where do I send the information to?
Telepathically to everybody. The bar?
Yeah, I'll hold up my fingers and another card appears.
All right, so I'll tell you this, and she takes the card from you. You manifesting it in front of her didn't phase her one iota. Yeah. She just snatches it out of your fingers.
Oh, that's fine.
This is one thing I'll tell you. We know that there's been people going missing. We know that there's plenty that have gone missing that haven't gone reported. One in particular. You know about that one? From the Black
girl.
Fox?
Tamara.
Yeah. So what we're really trying to uncover here, and she kind of looks down the alley where Stacy and Yuriko are. So we're really trying to track down maybe why the cops aren't looking in places that they should be. Now, Stacy down there, he's a good cop. I'm glad to see him here. But some of the others, not so much.
Well, also remember, not everybody's
Thank you.
very excited to call the cops.
$1 will get you a cup of coffee and your own member of the NYPD. They're for sale, and they're for sale cheap. We all know this.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. And maybe you pull this investigation off right, you'll be on the front page.
I don't think that's something we would want.
No, let Liddy cook.
I mean, it's good. It's good advertising, brings in some customers.
Right.
Yeah, it's good for the club. Maybe.
All right, Dick, I got this guy's number. We'll be in touch. And then she starts walking down the alley, and Dick follows her for a couple of steps, but then he stops, and he's like, Betty, just a sec. I'll be with you here in just a second. He turns around, he comes back over to the group, and he says, listen, Betty may not know who you are, but I do. We have similar interests. And he opens up his coat ever so slightly, and inside the coat is like a purple domino mask. And for those of you that were, well, all of you were pretty much involved in the war, you know who this guy is. This is the Phantom Reporter.
Okay.
And he whispers to Arcane, the ferryman's mark is on this place now. And the river only flows one way. And then he walks away.
Okay. The ferryman's mark.
And that makes you think of the symbol that you've been seeing.
Is that symbol used in more than one tradition?
Huh? Yeah.
She asked Hank that.
What do I know about that phrase?
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah. Is that more voodoo tradition, or is that like a intermingling there? Or?
I gotta find it. I don't remember where
Sounds
I put it.
Greco-Roman with the ferryman being involved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that the ferryman is a symbol in Greek, Norse, and Buddhist mythology.
Also, potentially Egyptian, if I remember correctly.
That's a little different. That not a lot of it, kind of, but not quite.
Yeah,
Egyptian mythology is just weird.
it's so weird.
The ferryman's mark is kind of a universal occult sigil, and it varies according to the practice. So it never always looks the same.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a catch-all phrase that fits whatever belief system or practice it is.
Okay.
Within voodoo, the mark doesn't just raise a corpse, it chains it.
Okay.
The bearer of the mark becomes a passenger trapped between life and death, and that's where the ferryman kind of comes in. Ferried not to the afterlife, but into servitude.
Gotcha. Let's see. So what did Shelley ask again? She asked... Jeff? What did Shelley ask again specifically? She said what?
She said, is that symbol used in multiple traditions?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, many mythologies have a ferryman or some kind of guide, but in this instance, it's not just a guide. It is it marks a person.
I'm back.
Back. Yeah, we lost. Both of us just lost connectivity for a second there.
Okay. All right.
I saw you drop.
Okay.
But in voodoo, in the Hogun tradition, it also binds them into servitude. So, which is what we seem to see here, right? So, sounds like our reporter over there knows a thing or two.
And in the direction that he pointed, he says the river only flows one way. In that direction, that's Harlem.
Oh, okay. And where was the Emporium?
Harlem.
Okay.
And Will, being Will, looks at it and goes, "No, the East River flows south."
This isn't the Manhattan, you know.
Nope.
Thanks for the tip, he says as he walks away.
All right, I think we'll call it there for tonight. So, hope you enjoyed your first foray into the world of noir.
Yeah, very fun.
And we're going to be here for a while.
Now, all right. So I realize that you're setting a tone. But to the characters present, is it really like lots of shades of gray too? Like, is it a very gray setting?
Yep, it sure is. There are pops of color that will appear, from time to time. But most, and this actually kind of comes down to the sun, where that is here. Whatever light spectrum it is sending out, it basically gives this kind of black and white grayish kind of scale cast to everything here. But if there's enough intensity to the color will pop. Yeah.
Okay.
So think of it like Sin City.
I know the look you're going for. It's just I didn't know if I know what it looks like to us, but I didn't know what it looks like to Hank and Shelley and
everything that it's, and again, this is just this world. This is what it looks like. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so it doesn't seem strange to you at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a cool effect.
Very
I
cool.
That was going on.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Wizard of Oz is a very different movie in this world.
Yeah.
All right, karma points for tonight, and I guess I'll probably make note of this so you guys don't have to. But you're going to get, let's see, that would be 12, 20 plus.
Y'all should check out that music video.
Oh, I did.
Oh, it's
really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good.
Where did that song come from, Chris?
I wrote it.
It's awesome.
Nice.
So the lyrics were mine, and then I used kind of an AI kind of program to do all the vocals and everything.
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
AI is getting crazy good at
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think I'll probably in the YouTube video I'll put a link to that. I can't really put it as a public video because I'm not paying the premium to be able to do that, but I can at least put it as a
Gotcha.
private video that people can link to. So yeah. And if you haven't checked
Very
out
cool.
some of the other ones, there's some other Reclaimer themed songs that I put in there as well when I first started experimenting with it. So there's I think 2 more that are Reclaimers themed in there.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I like
Find a
that
playlist.
butterfly song that you had as the Galaxies intro for a while.
yes, that was from a band from the late 90s, early 2000s called Tapping the Vein. And
I shared that with my daughter. She loved
did you?
it.
Yeah.
She thought it was awesome.
Well, look up the rest of their stuff, especially from that particular album. And I actually did way back when I did some poster work for that band and reached out to them and said, "Hey, would it be okay if I use that song?" And they gave me the okay to use it for Galaxies.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the Roll 'em If You Got 'em one that you used AI, or was
Yep.
that actually performed?
Again, I wrote the lyrics and everything for that, but then plugged it into Suno is what I use for that.
Suno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
I love that one. I used to go back to the Twitch episodes and listen to it because it wasn't on the front of the other ones
Yeah.
on YouTube.
All right. Well, thanks for playing tonight, guys. Good
How
seeing
much
you.
karma was that again?
I'm sorry. It was 370.
370?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Minus 60, 310. Got it.
284.
Okay, so that leaves me 320.
All right.
All right.
Thank you much,
All
folks. Have
right.
a great night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good
See you in a
night.
couple weeks.
We'll
All
see
right,
you.
everybody.
Y'all have a good one.
Okay, good night. See you in 2 weeks, I hope.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
There's no light left to borrow, and no heroes here tomorrow. Just a girl with a voice and a song full of sorrow in the dark.